Do you have your senior pictures coming up soon, but you haven't even thought about your outfits? Today, I want to answer the biggest questions that we get about outfits and senior pictures, and that is how many outfit changes do we typically get during our senior portrait session? Many high school seniors are looking at a photographer they saw post pictures of their friends or somebody that they are close to, and they've made the decision that that's the photographer that they're going to use, sometimes even 4 or 5 years ahead of time. Yet, when we do high school senior portraits, I can't tell you how often students show up with a bag of clothes and they're like, we didn't really know what to do. Why would you choose your photographer but not plan out like what you're going to do clothing wise for your senior pictures? The general answer to this question, most photographers are around 2 to 3 outfits. Now, there's a couple of different things that really create that variable with each photographer, and that really just boils down to the photographer's flexibility. Photographers who are less seasoned, for the lack of better words, you'll find allow you to change as many outfits as you want in a short period of time. The reason this can be such a challenge is if a photographer gives you an hour and you get to choose as many outfits as you want, one of two things is going to happen. Either that photographer is going to end up going over on time and being frustrated, or you are going to bring too many outfits and you're going to spend more time changing than actually having your portrait taken. And so that's one of those things that we really have to consider with the photographer that we choose. Now, for Sam & Martin Photography, we base our outfits on the number of locations. So typically we have 2, 3, 4, and 5 outfit options. The impact on variety really equates to a couple of different things. The variety of locations. If you're working with a photographer that ultimately lets you do as many outfits as you can in a short period of time, oftentimes they're probably only going to take you to one location, maybe 2. But if you have a time restraint, then you're going to be restrained by one or the other, the amount of times you change your clothes or the locations you actually make it to. The fewer outfits you have, the less variety you get in really expressing your personal style and your personality. Again, the photographer that you choose may have some different options as far as locations or the number of outfits versus as many outfits as you can fit into a shorter period of time. Like I said, with us, our locations match the number of outfits that we do. So our goal is to make sure that each location has a different outfit, and we want to make sure that the location fits the concept or the style of the outfit. In many cases, putting a dressy outfit in a country barn may not fit the whole concept. Now, maybe in your world and in some situations, it would totally work. Just like putting some sort of rodeo or cowboy attire on and going to take pictures downtown in Freak Alley may not jive together. Consider the number of locations that you want for your pictures and the number of outfits. Does it really give you a good chance to complete that concept of what really expresses your style and your personality? Now, there could be additional costs based on the number of outfits that you wear. Obviously, when it comes down to it, the cost factor in the number of outfits that you purchase is going to considerably change based on more versus less. Start early when planning for outfits and shop for them throughout your junior and senior year, and make sure that you're planning these outfits. It's okay to overbuy or to collect too many outfits because it gives you options when it comes down to deciding what's going to work best, and consider which outfits work best for which seasons. You probably don't want to do shorts and a halter top in the middle of the winter. It just doesn't jive. Many photographers, like ourselves included, are going to base our session fees on the number of outfits that you have, because the number of outfits increases the number of locations, which means there's more time spent in travel, more gas, and then also additional employee expenses. But as a photographer and as a professional, our time is valuable, and we base a lot of what we do on the amount of time it takes us to complete those. And so more outfits, more locations, more time, the more cost. Many photographers will give you options. We always give those options, and you can add on extra outfits and do extra things. You've heard me talk about this before. Find a photographer that's going to sit down with you and plan out your outfits and locations. We do a planning session or a pre-shoot consultation, which gives us an opportunity to talk about the locations, the outfits, and the styles that you might want to, whether it be more of a country, urban, or a grunge style. Those are different options that you want to plan out before your session so that you're not showing up with clothes in a bag that are unironed and that you just don't know. If you don't have those things planned out and prepared before the session, it just cuts into the amount of time that your photographer has planned. If you are going to do a specific time of year or a specific season and you wanted to wear an outfit that really showcases your style or personality, but those styles may not be sold at that time of the year, then what you really wanted to get for your pictures wasn't available. A perfect example of this is prom dresses for senior pictures. A lot of girls love to do a formal dress for one of their senior pictures, maybe at sunset overlooking the city. And unfortunately, those dresses are hard to come by at all times of the year. There is one way that you can save yourself some money by using Rent the Runway. You can order a dress in your size and they ship it to you in a couple of days and then you ship it back to them. You can get some creative, beautiful dress options for your senior pictures. Now, I do have one bonus for you. It's a question that we get a lot. Where do I change when we're out getting senior pictures? Many photographers have like a changing tent. Those things are challenging to set up. They get really hot inside in the summer and they're really not big. We have a large Yukon Denali. We obviously get out of the car and give you your space and privacy, and you change in the car. We even leave the AC running so you don't boil. I've heard it's really fun to try to put on a pair of skinny jeans when it's 105 degrees out in the back of a car that's all black. So that's really kind of gives you some good idea on what is typically allowed during senior session. Talk to your photographer, and when you're doing your research, find out what they offer. If you are interested in finding out more about senior pictures with Sam and Marvin Photography, feel free or DM me. I'd love to give you some more information or schedule you for a studio tour.